And we are back at Up North F4. We are continuing on with 2 more fun drinks for Easter holidays and for the spring season. So.
Yes. So today I'm going to do a cider twist on a French 75.
Okay.
A French 75 is typically champagne, a bit of simple syrup, and gin.
3 things.
Yes, and a fresh squeezed lemon.
Got it.
I did batch this before to make it even. So you shake it up in a shaker with ice so it's nice and cold. I used a special gin this time to make it a little different. This is a spiced gin from Vietnam. It's got gooseberries in it, so this is the actual red color of it, which is going to make the drink
like kind of
a little different color.
Okay, a little orangey.
A little orangey. Yeah. So this is just, instead of using the high alcohol of champagne, again, you can mix this with.
But this is a splurge. Like this is a little more pricier. You can buy a cheaper gin and be just fine.
You can buy any gin you want for that. When it comes time to gin, I like it when there's more botanical flavors to it because that's just my taste of it. So I thought this would be a fun way to try it.
And it's pretty easy
cider,
to make. Yes,
gin, and simple syrup.
Cider, well, see, I didn't even put the simple syrup in because I used the cider. I did not put any simple syrup or champagne in because there's enough perceived sweetness from the cider. So I didn't add more sugar.
And you have mentioned that. I feel like with this cider seems to be magic. You don't need to add so much. It's just there. Like no added extra stuff.
That is interesting. That is different.
And it's because of the spiced gin that makes it a little bit different.
I taste that spice.
Yeah, I do too. At the end.
Yeah.
Like not in the beginning.
I'm not really a big gin person, but I gotta say this drink is
what is it? Spiced gooseberry?
Different.
Yep. So, and that's why I figured to do a twist on it because people get really upset when you say, oh, I'm making a cider cocktail because there's purists. So
another brunch good one here, I think.
Yes. And for the spring season too.
Right. And so for this one, I should let you know the parts too. So this one I did 3 parts of cider to 1 part gin.
Okay.
Because you're supposed to do 2 parts of champagne to 1 part gin and then the simple syrup. But I just upped the cider to 3 parts, especially with a heavy gin that's got a lot of flavor.
Cider lady does it again.
So you kind of used a little bit more cider in that one, you'd say, than the first one that we did.
All right, we have one final drink here. What do we got?
This is going to be the offensive one because I made a brandy old fashioned with cider. So I took instead of doing a wash with Sprite or with sour or with water, I muddled my oranges and then I didn't put the sugar cube in again, the 4 ounces. So the wash is the cider, and so no sugar cube. I figured let's do it this way.
We muddled with the cider.
And how much cider? Like
this is 1 to 2.
1 to 2. Okay.
1 to 2. So
and this is a fancy brandy. You don't have to go there if you don't want to, but you know.
No.
Okay.
We appreciate your fanciness.
We're gonna have to rate these and see which ones were our favorites, Jeff.
Well, and I asked a bunch of bartenders which is the best one, like in a reasonable price range to make a brandy old fashioned with, and a lot of people
said Christian Brothers.
Christian Brothers, a solid one to make a brandy old fashioned with that wasn't top shelf and wasn't just real.
You know, I think it was the nuns. Like, just put that in your head.
Okay, what about, I do have a question.
Oh, and the bitters, I'm sorry, so then there's bitters. I almost forgot. So a traditional old fashioned has bitters as well. So I have these bark and bitters that came from a new meat shop that's opening in Eagle River soon. But I use the orange bitters because that's what I prefer in an old fashioned. So
and you can add that too.
You put a couple drops of that in. So it's 2 drops of bitters with your 2 parts of cider to 1 part brandy.
Bitters make the drink.
Wow.
So they make this drink.
What do you think?
I'm an old-fashioned drinker, and I really enjoy this. This is good. I wish it was a little bit sweeter, just for my taste, but here we are. All right, Melissa, cider lady, we appreciate you always coming in.
That was
These are new ideas.
Thank you. So fast drinks to make with your family and friends at home for the spring season, as well as the Easter holiday season coming up. We will be right back after this break.
Cheers.
I'm glad you liked it. You were the one I was worried about.